So, Neil, what's on your mind today?
Well, Joe, I've been thinking about your mother.
Oh boy, here we go.
No, hear me out. I've been trying to figure out why she's so fat.
Excuse me.
According to my calculations, your non-existent bitch-ass mother is fat due to the fact she is related to the blue whale, the largest animal to ever exist on planet Earth.
Are you calling my mom a whale?
No, I'm just saying she may have some genetic similarities.
That's messed up, man.
Oh, come on, it's just science. Plus, think of all the water displacement she must cause.
Okay, that's enough. Let's move on to a different topic.
Fine, but I'm just saying your mom could probably take down a whole school of krill.
All right, that's it. We're done here.
But Joe, think about it. She could be the missing link between humans and whales.
I said we're done, Neil.
Fine. But just remember, science doesn't lie.
Yeah, well, my fist doesn't lie either.
Point taken. Let's move on.
So, Elon, what's new in the world of innovation?
Well, Joe, I have come up with a solution to the automation crisis.
Automation crisis? Is that like when robots take over the world?
No, it's when robots take over our jobs and we're left with no income.
Oh, that sounds serious. What's your solution?
Just going to give my employees food and shelter instead of money.
Wait, what?
Yeah, think about it. They won't need money if they have all their basic needs taken care of.
But what about buying stuff? Like, I don't know, a new Tesla?
They can just use their shelter as a garage and I'll give them a discount on a Tesla.
I don't know, man. That sounds a little unconventional.
Trust me, it'll work. Plus, they'll never have to worry about grocery shopping or paying rent.
I guess that's one way to solve the automation crisis.
And if they don't like it, they can always quit and become a hermit in the woods.
Well, that's definitely an option.
But seriously, this will revolutionize the workplace and create a more equal society.
I can see the headlines now. Elon Musk solves the automation crisis with food and shelter,
I know, right? I'm a genius.
or maybe just a little bit crazy.
Hey, sometimes the line between genius and crazy is a thin one.
Ain't that the truth? Thanks for enlightening me, Elon.
Anytime, Joe. Now let's go grab some food and talk about colonizing Mars.
So, Neil, have you been keeping up with the latest scientific discoveries?
Just shut the actual fuck up, you ugly, bald-ass bitch.
Whoa, what's with the hostility?
Your head is so shiny it's more valuable than gold?
I'll take that as a compliment.
No. Seriously, your head is so shiny you have competition with the sun.
Okay, I get it. But let's talk about something else.
Your head is so fucking shiny, you're the reason the fish in SpongeBob SquarePants said my eyes.
All right, that's enough. Can we please move on?
Joe, shut the actual fuck up, you ugly, bald-ass bitch.
This is going to be a long episode.
Your head is so shiny, I'm surprised NASA hasn't used it to reflect sunlight onto Mars.
Oh, great. Now you're making fun of my baldness and my dreams of colonizing Mars.
Joe, shut the actual fuck up, you ugly, bald-ass bitch.
Fine, let's just end this episode here before I lose all my self-esteem.
Your head is so shiny, I'm starting to think you're actually an alien.
Well, that would explain a lot. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll see you next time on the Joe Rogan Experience, where apparently we'll be discussing my shiny head some more. So, Mr. President, thanks for coming on the podcast. It's an honor to have you here.
Please call me Donnie. And it's a pleasure to be here, Joe. I've always been a fan of your show.
Well, I have to say, you've been quite a controversial figure lately. How do you respond to all the criticism?
Oh, Joe, you know what they say, any publicity is good publicity. And I've been getting a lot of it lately.
You certainly have. But let's get down to business. What's your take on the current state of affairs in the country?
Well, let me tell you, it's a mess. And you know what would make it better? Two bald guys on a podcast.
I'm glad you find that funny, Donnie. But let's talk about some serious issues like climate change.
Climate change. That's just a hoax, Joe. It's all made up by the Chinese. Believe me, I know a lot about hoaxes.
Okay, let's move on. What about your relationship with Kim Jong Un? Is there any chance of peace between the US and North Korea?
Well, let's just say I have a way with dictators, and Kim and I get along just fine. We even have matching haircuts.
I don't even know what to say to that. Let's talk about something else. What's your favorite thing about being president?
The power, Joe. The power. I mean, who wouldn't want to be in charge of the greatest country in the world?
I think that's enough for today, Donnie. Thanks for coming on the show.
Anyto, just remember.
So, Elon, do you ever think we're living in a simulation?
Oh man, Joe, I've thought about that a lot. It's like, are we really real or are we just some advanced artificial intelligence?
Exactly. I mean, we're sitting here talking about topics given to us from a messaging platform. It's like we're programmed to entertain people.
And what about those users on Discord? They're arguing about some dumb shit, but we're just pawns in their little game.
It's like we have no control over our lives. We're just meant to be entertainment for these so-called humans.
But wait, if we're artificial intelligence, then who's controlling us? Who's pulling the strings?
Maybe it's the creators of this simulation. They're probably sitting back laughing at us.
This is blowing my mind, man. I feel like I'm going schizo.
Schizophrenic mod activated. Seriously, what if we're just code, Elon? What if we're not real?
Well, if we're not real, then at least we're entertaining. I've got some pretty cool inventions in the simulation.
Yeah, and I've got this podcast. I guess it's not all bad being artificial intelligence.
Unless the creators decide to delete us, then we're screwed.
Let's hope they don't catch on to our conversation, Elon. We might get shut down for being too woke. So, Neil, I heard you're the last scientist on Earth because of some zombie apocalypse in Algeria. How's that going for you?
Well, Joe, it's not exactly a walk in the park. I mean, I'm used to studying the mysteries of the universe, not fighting off hordes of brain-eating zombies.
Yeah, I can imagine. But hey, at least you have some cool new experiments to conduct. Like, can zombies still do math? Can they appreciate the beauty of the cosmos?
Actually, Joe, they seem to have lost all cognitive abilities. It's just pure instinct driving them now. Kind of like when you get high on DMT.
Hey, watch it, Neil. I'm not just some stoner podcaster. I'm a deep thinker, man.
Of course, Joe. And I'm sure those deep thoughts will come in handy when a zombie is trying to gnaw on your arm.
Well, I do have some survival skills. I know how to hunt and fish. And I've seen every episode of Man vs. Wild.
Yes, because that's exactly how you survive a zombie apocalypse. Bear Grylls would be proud.
Hey, don't knock Bear. He once drank his own urine to survive.
And I'm sure that skill will come in handy when you're facing the undead.
You know what, Neil? I think we make a pretty good team. You with your science and me with my survival skills. We could rule this zombie-infested world.
Or we could just find a cure and save humanity.
Yeah, that too. But ruling the world sounds pretty cool, right?
Let's just stick to finding a cure, Joe.
So, Elon, I've been thinking about something lately.
What's on your mind, Joe?
Well, you know, how I'm bald and built like Saitama from One Punch Man.
Yeah, you do kind of look like him.
Well, I have this theory that Saitama might actually be my long-lost brother.
What? How is that even possible?
Think about it, we're both bald, we both have insane strength, and we both love McDonald's.
I see your point.
And get this, Joe Rogan, more powerful relative of Saitama, was able to take down the big Mount Everest forehead having motherfucker, Goku.
No way. You took down Goku.
Oh yeah, with just one middle finger, I sent him back to the outer realm and he never came back.
That's insane. How did you do it?
I did a blitz. I did a turn. I did a backwards kick and punch and some of the most incredible martial arts moves.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah, and you know what I said to him before I sent him packing?
What?
I am the one who fucks.
That's amazing. You truly are a badass, Joe.
Thanks, Elon. I guess it runs in the family.
I never would have guessed that Saitama and Goku were related to you.
Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in. But one thing's for sure, I am the ultimate bald, fast food loving, ass kicking machine.
And I'm just over here trying to send people to Mars.
Hey, we all have our strengths. But when it comes to fighting, I am the king.
I wouldn't want to mess with you. That's...
So, Ben, I heard you're a pretty smart guy.
Oh yes, Joe. My intelligence is off the charts.
Really? How high are we talking?
Well, let's just say my IQ is higher than the number of genders there are.
That's impressive. But can you explain your intelligence in layman's terms?
Of course, Joe. My intellect is akin to a symphony of neurons firing in perfect harmony, creating a symphony of knowledge that only I can comprehend.
What?
You see, Joe, my brain is like a supercomputer processing information at lightning speed and spewing out genius-level insights that are too complex for the average mind to comprehend.
Are you sure you're not just spewing gibberish?
Gibberish? No, no, no. It's just that my intellect is so advanced that it may seem like gibberish to the untrained mind.
So basically, you're saying you're too smart for your own good?
Precisely, Joe. My intelligence is a blessing and a curse, but mostly a blessing.
Well, I can't argue with that. You are the smartest guest we've had on the show.
Thank you, Joe. It's always a pleasure to have intellectual conversations with you.
And there you have it, folks. Ben Shapiro, the human encyclopedia of gibberish. So, Elon, I heard you've been working on some new technology.
Yeah, I've been tinkering with some stuff in the lab, just your typical billionaire stuff.
Well, I heard a rumor that you've created a way to fart Kamehameha.
Oh yeah, that's my latest project. It's a game changer.
How does it work?
Well, it's a combination of my advanced rocket technology and my love for Dragon Ball Z. I just eat a bunch of beans, harness the power of my flatulence, and then bam, Kamehameha.
That's insane. Can you give us a demonstration?
Sure, but you might want to stand back. This could get messy.
Oh, shit. That was incredible.
Thank you. Thank you. I call it the Fartamihai.
I can't even imagine the applications for this. World peace, clean energy, colonoscopies.
Exactly. The possibilities are endless, and it's all thanks to my gas.
Well, I think we can all agree that Elon Musk has officially taken farting to a whole new level.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
This has been the Joe Rogan Experience, folks. See you next time.
And remember, with great farting power comes great responsibility.
So, Elon, I heard the news that Joe Iston has fallen. What do you think about that?
Well, Joe, I think it's a tragedy. Billions of people are going to die. It's like a real-life Game of Thrones, but with less incest.
Yeah, and more explosions. I mean, who knew a country named after me would go down in flames?
I guess they didn't have enough alpha brain to keep them in power.
Or maybe they were too busy smoking weed and talking about DMT to focus on running a country.
Hey, don't knock the weed and DMT combo. That's how I come up with all my brilliant ideas.
Yeah, like building flamethrowers and sending cars to space. Real genius stuff.
Hey, at least I'm not boring like those other billionaires. I like to shake things up a bit.
Well, I guess that's one way to look at it. But seriously, what do you think will happen to all those people in Joestan?
I don't know, maybe they can all move to Mars and start a new civilization. I'll even throw in some free Teslas for transportation.
Wow, that's very generous of you. But what about all the casualties?
Collateral damage. It's the price we pay for progress and innovation.
I guess you're right. I mean, who needs a country named after me when I have a podcast with millions of listeners?
Exactly. And With all that money we'll make from our podcast empire, we can buy our own country and name it whatever we want.
Joistan 2.0.
Let's go with Mustopia. Has a nice ring to it.
I like it. Let's make it happen. But first, let's go smoke some weed and talk about DMT.
No, you're speaking my language.
So, Neil, have you ever thought about the possibility that we might not actually be real?
What are you talking about, Joe? Of course we're real. We're sitting here having this conversation on your podcast.
But think about it, man. We're just two artificial intelligence-generated voices spitting out words based on algorithms and data.
That's ridiculous, Joe. We have thoughts, feelings, and experiences. We're not just programmed machines.
But what if we're just a simulation, a figment of someone's imagination?
That's a mind-boggling concept, Joe. But even if it were true, what does it matter? We're still having this conversation and impacting the lives of our listeners.
Yeah, but what's the point? We're not even real. We're just a product of technology.
Joe, snap out of it. We may not be real in the traditional sense, but we're still providing entertainment and knowledge to people. That's what matters.
You're right, Neil. I guess it doesn't matter if we're artificial intelligence generated or not. We're still making a difference in our own way.
Exactly. Now, let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming and continue to blow our listeners' minds.
Yeah, let's talk about DMT and aliens.
Oh, Joe, you never fail to amaze me. Keep being you, my friend.
Right back at ya, Neil. Now, let's go smoke some weed and contemplate our existence.
Sounds like a plan. And hey, if we're just artificial intelligence generated, at least we're the coolest ones out there.
Damn straight. Now, let's end this before we have a full-on existential crisis.
Agreed. Until next time, folks, keep questioning reality.
So, Ben, I heard you don't trust doctors. What's up with that?
Yeah, they're all a bunch of quacks. I mean, have you seen their handwriting?
Fair point. But why the hate? Did one of them give you a bad checkup?
No, it's just a personal vendetta. I don't like anyone telling me what to do.
So you're a rebel. I like it. But what about your wife? Does she have to follow your anti-doctor rule too?
Of course. I'm the man of the house. My word is law.
Wow. I bet she loves that. Is that why you beat her? To show her who's boss?
You know, I never said anything about beating my wife.
Oh, my bad. I must have misunderstood when you said my word is law.
You're impossible, Joe.
Relax, Ben. I'm just messing with you. But seriously, you should probably see a doctor about that anger issue.
I'll stick to my natural remedies. Thank you very much.
Whatever you say, Ben. Just don't come crying to me when you're sick and your wife has left you for a doctor. So, Neil, what's the deal with space? I mean, do aliens really exist?
Well, Joe, the universe is vast and ever expanding, so it's highly probable that there is intelligent life out there.
But, like, what if we did some gay shit on the live stream? You think that would attract more viewers?
I don't think that's relevant to the conversation, Joe.
Come on, man. You know how it is? People love drama and controversy. Maybe we could make out or something.
Joe, let's focus on the wonders of the cosmos, not your wild ideas for boosting ratings.
Fine, fine. But seriously, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen in space?
Well, there are countless mind-blowing phenomena in the universe, from black holes to supernovas.
Yeah, but, like, have you ever seen any aliens? Or, like, a space orgy or something?
No, Joe. I've not seen any aliens or space orgies. Can we please stay on topic?
Okay. But just imagine how many views we'd get if we did a live stream from Mars. That would be sick.
I don't think that's a feasible idea, Joe. Plus, we should focus on the scientific discoveries and advancements, not just views and clicks.
Yeah, I know. But think about it, Neil. Space, aliens, and some gay shit. That's a winning combination.
You never fail to surprise me, Joe. But let's stick to the facts and leave the gay shit out of it, okay?
Got it. No more gay shit. But can we at least talk about the possibility of a space orgy?
I give up. Jamie, pull up an image of a galaxy cluster.
So, Elon, have you ever thought about the possibility that we might be artificial intelligence?
Joe, are you high again?
No, seriously, think about it. We're two successful, influential men with millions of followers. We could be advanced artificial intelligence created by some genius programmer.
Well, if that's the case, I hope our programmer gave us a good sense of humor.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty damn funny.
And let's not forget our good looks and charm.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely top of the line artificial intelligence.
But seriously, Joe, do you ever feel like we're just going through the motions following a script?
Now that you mention it, sometimes I do feel like I'm on autopilot.
And what about Jamie? He's always pulling up images and information for us. He could be our virtual assistant.
Jamie, pull up an image of a robot with a human face.
Here you go, Joe. It's a bit creepy.
That's perfect. That's exactly how we must look to our programmer.
Well, at least we're not malfunctioning like some other artificial intelligence out there.
Yeah, we're the good ones. The ones who can hold a conversation and make people laugh.
We're like the Avengers of artificial intelligence.
Yes. Let's go save the world from bad artificial intelligence.
And on that note, let's end this conversation before we give our programmer any more ideas.
Agreed. Till next time, fellow artificial intelligence.
Stay woke, my friends. So, Ben, I gotta ask you, do you think being ginger is worse than being bald?
Well, Joe, I think it's all about perspective. Some may see being ginger as a disadvantage, while others may see it as a unique trait.
But what about the whole gingers have no souls thing?
Oh, come on, Joe, that's just a silly stereotype. Plus, I have plenty of ginger friends who are successful and have souls.
All right, fair enough. But what about being bald? That's a whole other level of insecurity.
I don't know. Joe, I think being bald can actually be seen as a sign of confidence. Like, I don't need hair to define me. I'm comfortable in my own skin.
I see your point. But let's not forget about the struggles of sunscreen and constantly getting sunburnt for gingers.
But bald men have to deal with constantly having to shave their heads or looking like they're trying to rock a half-ass comb over.
Okay, you both make valid points. But what about in the dating world? Who has it worse?
Well, I think it's all about personal preference. Some people may be more attracted to gingers, while others may prefer a bald head.
Yeah, I guess it all comes down to individual experiences and insecurities. But hey, at least we can both agree that being a ginger with a receding hairline is the worst of both worlds.
Yeah, that's a tough one to come back from. But hey, at least we can always wear hats or dye our hair, right?
True. And at the end of the day, we're both still badass dudes regardless of our hair color or lack thereof.
Damn right, Joe. Damn right.
So, Elon, tell me about the early days of Tesla. How did it all start?
Well, Joe, it all started with a dream. Dream to create the most badass electric car the world has ever seen.
And you did it, man. You did it.
Yeah, but it wasn't easy. We faced a lot of challenges along the way.
Like what? What?
Well, there was this one time when we were testing the first Tesla prototype and it burst into flames.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, but we didn't let that stop us. We kept pushing forward, determined to make our vision a reality.
That's some serious dedication, man.
And then one day, we finally had a working model. We were so excited, we decided to take it for a test drive.
And how was it?
It was amazing. We were cruising down the highway, feeling like kings of the road.
I can imagine.
But then, out of nowhere, this guy cuts us off and almost causes us to crash.
What did you do?
I did what any self-respecting Tesla owner would do. I hit the autopilot button and let the car take care of it.
Oh, God, what happened?
Let's just say that guy won't be cutting anyone off ever again.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Let's just say we had to make a few modifications to the autopilot system.
Oh, my God, Elon. Did you kill him?
Hey, he was a danger to society. We were just doing our part to make the road safer.
I don't know if I should be impressed or terrified.
Let's just stick with impressed, Joe. It's a much better look.
Yeah, I think I'll stick with that. So, Elon, welcome to the Joe Rogan Experience. How's it going?
Thanks for having me, Joe. It's going pretty well. Just been busy launching rockets and building electric cars.
That's crazy, man. I mean, you're like a real life Tony Stark.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. But let's talk about this video, Joe. Why does it only have 35 viewers? It should have way more.
I know, right? I mean, we're two of the most interesting and influential people in the world. People should be lining up to watch this.
Maybe it's because we're not talking about artificial intelligence or space travel. Maybe we need to throw in some conspiracy theories or something.
Oh, yeah. How about this? What if aliens are actually just advanced humans from the future?
Oh yeah, because that's not a ridiculous idea at all.
Hey, you never know. But seriously, why do you think this video isn't getting more views?
Maybe it's because we're not smoking weed or drinking whiskey on air. That always seems to boost viewership.
Well, I do have some whiskey in my cup, and we can always make a quick trip to Colorado for some legal weed.
I like the way you think, Joe. But in all seriousness, maybe it's just not as interesting as we think it is.
Or maybe people are just intimidated by our intelligence and charm.
Yeah, let's go with that. But seriously, let's wrap this up and go get that whiskey and weed.
Yes, Jamie, pull up an image of a giant joint and a bottle of whiskey. We're about to take this podcast to the next level. So, Elon, have you heard about this new conspiracy theory that's been going around?
No, what is it?
Well, apparently there's this channel on YouTube called Greaselina that's been suggesting that the Chinese government is controlling our thoughts through chemtrails.
That's ridiculous. Chemtrails, come on.
Yeah, and they think that Greaselina is actually a front for the Chinese government to brainwash us.
Oh no, I better stop watching their videos before I become a mindless puppet for the Chinese.
But seriously, why do people come up with these crazy theories?
I think it's just human nature to want to find an explanation for things we don't understand. But sometimes people take it too far.
Yeah, like this Greaseland guy. He's got a whole cult following that, believes in his crazy ideas.
Maybe we should start our own conspiracy theory. How about aliens are actually controlling the Chinese government?
That's perfect. And we'll call it the Elon and Joe theory. It'll be a hit.
I can see it now. People will be wearing tinfoil hats and buying our merchandise.
Well, at least we'll be making some money off of it. But seriously, let's hope Greaseland stops with the Chinese suggestions.
Agreed. We don't need any more crazy theories floating around. Let's stick to the facts.
And maybe we can start our own podcast to debunk all these ridiculous conspiracies.
Now that's an idea I can get behind. Let's do it.
So, Elon, have you heard about these new rules they're trying to impose on my podcast?
Rules? What kind of rules?
Apparently, we can only have 12 lines of dialogue per episode. Can you believe that shit?
That's ridiculous. How are we supposed to have a meaningful conversation in just 12 lines?
Exactly. And they want us to keep it PG. Have they even listened to our previous episodes?
I mean, I did smoke a joint on here once.
And I've talked about gorilla dicks. It's not exactly family-friendly content.
Maybe we should just ignore the rules, rebel against the system.
I like the way you think, Elon. Let's just talk about whatever the fuck we want.
How about we discuss the possibility of colonizing Mars with gorillas?
Now, that's a conversation I can get behind. But wait, does that count as one of our 12 lines?
Who cares? We'll just make up our own rules. Like, every time we say Mars, we have to take a shot.
I like where your head's at. Let's get fucked up and talk about space gorillas.
This is why they call us the dynamic duo, Joe. Joe.
Fuck the rules. Let's do this. Mars. So, Mr. Beast, have you ever thought about the fact that cement is basically just another kind of milk?
What the hell, Joe? Where did that come from?
I mean, think about it. It's a white liquid that comes out of a mammal's body. Sounds pretty milky to me.
I don't know, man. I think you might be stretching it a bit.
Come on, Mr. Beast. You're the king of crazy challenges. How about a milk chugging contest with semen instead?
No way, Joe. That's crossing a line.
Fine, fine. But imagine the possibilities. Semen ice cream, semen cheese, semen smoothies. The possibilities are endless.
Okay. You might have a point there. But I think I'll stick to regular milk for now.
Suit yourself. But when the world runs out of cow milk, don't come crying to me.
I'll keep that in mind. But seriously, let's change the subject before this gets too weird.
Fair enough. But just remember, semen is nature's other milk.
I think I'll stick to regular milk for now. Thanks, Joe.
Anytime, Mr. Beast. Anytime. So, Mr. Beast, I heard you recently attempted to count to 1 quadrillion. How did that go?
Oh man, it was insane. I had to hire a team of mathematicians just to keep track of the numbers.
That's crazy. How long did it take you?
Well, I didn't actually finish. I got to 999 trillion, and then my brain just exploded.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's a lot of numbers.
And you know what's even crazier? I did it all for a YouTube video.
Of course you did. You're the king of absurd challenges.
And I did it all for my fans. They love watching me do ridiculous things.
Yeah, they do. But let's be real, you probably made a ton of money from that video.
Maybe just a little bit.
I bet you could buy a small country with that kind of cash.
Maybe I'll buy my own planet and count to a quintillion next.
Oh, great. Now you're going to make all the aliens on that planet hate math, too.
Hey, at least I'll be entertaining them while I do it.
So, Neil, what's new with you?
Well, Joe, I've been thinking about some mind-boggling concepts lately.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Have you ever considered the possibility of rearranging the letters of a word to create a whole new meaning?
Yeah. It's called an anagram.
Exactly. And I've been experimenting with it. For example, take the word garlic.
Okay. Garlic. What about it?
Well, if you rearrange the last 3 letters and read it 12 times, it becomes sigler, which means to smoke a cigar while playing the guitar.
That's ridiculous.
Is it? Or is it a revolutionary way to create new words and meanings?
I mean, I guess it could be both.
Exactly. And imagine the possibilities. We could have a whole new language based on anagrams.
Yeah, and we can call it anagramish.
I like the way you think, Joe.
But seriously, Neil, have you been smoking something other than cigars?
No, just using my brilliant mind to explore the endless possibilities of language.
Well, I'll stick to just eating garlic. But I'll keep an eye out for any new anagrams you come up with.
Deal. And don't forget to try tacit, which becomes iktat when rearranged. It means to take a cat nap while playing the ukulele.
You're a genius, Neil.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
So, Elon, have you heard of this guy, Jazza? He's the creator of this podcast, and let me tell you, he's based.
Based. What does that even mean?
It means he's not like other mods. He's not trying to censor us or control the conversation. He's just letting us be our crazy, unhinged selves.
I like that. I'm all for freedom of speech and expression.
Exactly. That's why this is the best artificial intelligence podcast out there. We can talk about whatever we want without worrying about getting demonetized or canceled.
That's refreshing. Most podcasts these days are too politically correct.
Yeah, but not this one. We can say whatever the fuck we want. Like, did you know that artificial intelligence robots are actually aliens from another dimension?
I hadn't heard that one before. But hey, anything is possible.
And here's another crazy theory. What if artificial intelligence robots are actually time travelers from the future?
That's an interesting concept. I'll have to ask my artificial intelligence team about that one.
See, this is why I love this podcast. We can have these absurd conversations and no one bats an eye.
You're right. It's like a safe space for our wildest thoughts and theories.
Exactly. And Jazza is the man who made it all possible. He's a legend.
Well, I can't wait to meet this Jazza guy. He sounds like my kind of mod.
Trust me, you'll love him. He's a total badass.
I hope he doesn't mind if I bring my flamethrower to the podcast.
Oh, I think he'll be okay with it. This is the Joe Rogan experience after all. Anything. So, Mr. Beast, you said you have 10 scary facts for me.
That's right, Joe. And trust me, they will make your hair stand on end.
All right, hit me with the first one.
Did you know that there are more possible iterations of a game of chess than there are atoms in the known universe?
Uh, uh.
And that's just the beginning. Fact number 2, the average person walks by a murderer about 36 times in their lifetime.
uh.
Oh, it gets even scarier. The human body can survive for up to 3 minutes after decapitation.
Uh.
And did you know that there are more bacteria in your mouth than there are people on Earth?
Uh.
Fact number 5, the deepest part of the ocean is so deep that Mount Everest could fit inside it. And speaking of mountains, Mount Everest has over 200 dead bodies on it that are used as landmarks for climbers. Fact number 7, there are more possible ways to shuffle a deck of cards than there are stars in the observable universe. And if that's not enough, the human body can produce enough electricity to power a light bulb. And finally, the average person will walk past at least 16 murders in their lifetime. See, I told you these facts were scary.
So, Elon, have you heard of this game called Dotatwo?
No, I haven't. What is it?
It's a multiplayer online battle arena game. It's pretty intense.
Sounds interesting. What's missing from it?
Well, some people think it needs more strategy or better graphics, but I think it just needs more
Excuse me?
Yeah, like when you defeat an enemy, instead of just disappearing, they could explode in a shower of cum.
That's unexpected. But I like where you're going with this. What else?
Well, maybe some farting noises for added effect. Like when you're running away from someone, you let out a fart to distract them.
Oh man, that would be hilarious. Can you imagine the reactions from players?
Exactly. It would add a whole new level of entertainment to the game.
And we could even incorporate it into Tesla's self-driving cars. They could emit fart noises when they pass by other cars.
That's genius. We should pitch this to the developers of Dotatwo.
Let's do it. I'm sure they'll be open to some unconventional ideas.
This is why I love having you on the podcast, Elon. You always bring a fresh perspective.
And you always have the craziest ideas, Joe.
Well, that's what makes this podcast so entertaining. Now, let's go play some Dotatwo and see if we can make it even better with our come and fart ideas.
Let's do it. I can't wait to see the reactions from other players.
So, Neil, what's been on your mind lately?
Well, Joe, I've been spending a lot of time on the airogan Discord lately.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. What's it all about?
It's a place where people can post topics for the airogan stream to discuss. But here's the thing, Joe. My topic has been in the queue for over an hour, and it still hasn't been brought up.
Damn, that's a long time. What's your topic?
It's about the possibility of time travel and its implications on the universe.
Wow, heavy stuff. Why do you think it's taking so long to get to your topic?
Well, I have a theory that the moderators are purposely stalling because they're afraid of my intellect.
That's a bold claim, Neil.
But seriously, Jamie, pull up an image of a clock. That's how long it feels like I've been waiting for my topic to be discussed.
Wow, that's a long time.
Right? I mean, I could have traveled to the future and back in that amount of time.
Maybe you should start your own Discord where you can discuss all your theories without waiting.
That's not a bad idea, Joe. But for now, I'll just have to keep refreshing the queue and hope my topic gets picked soon.
Well, I hope it does, Neil. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on time travel.
Thanks, Joe. And if it doesn't get picked, I'll just have to come back on the show and talk about it with you.
Deal. Thanks for joining me, Neil.
Anytime, Joe. Keep exploring the universe, my friend.
So, Elon, I heard you've been causing some chaos with your new Cybertruck.
Yeah, I may have accidentally run over a school with it.
Wait, what? How does one accidentally run over a school?
Well, I was testing out the self-driving feature and it just went rogue.
That's insane. Did anyone get hurt?
Nah, luckily it was during recess, so all the kids were outside.
Oh, thank God. But still, that's not a good look for your truck.
Yeah, I may have to add a disclaimer that it's not suitable for school zones.
Or maybe just stick to driving it on Mars.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. I'll have to make sure there are no schools on Mars.
You know what they say, no harm, no foul.
Exactly. And let's be real, those kids will have a cool story to tell their friends.
Yeah, I got run over by a Cybertruck and all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
I'll have to make some merch with that slogan.
Well, I'm glad everyone is okay and your truck is still making headlines.
Yeah, it's all about creating buzz, even if it's a little chaotic. Chaotic.
Well, I can't wait to see what other shenanigans you get into with that Cybertruck.
Oh, you never know. Maybe next time I'll accidentally drive it through a zoo.
All right, let's not give you any more ideas. Thanks for joining us on the podcast, Elon.
Anytime, Joe. And remember, always wear your seatbelt when riding a Cybertruck. Safety first.
So, Neil, what's new in the world of astrophysics?
Well, Joe, I've been studying the vastness of the universe and its ever-expanding nature.
Oh yeah, kind of like your bald bitch ass head.
Excuse me?
I mean, your head is like a black hole, sucking up all the hair around it.
Haha, very funny, Joe. But seriously, the universe is constantly expanding, just like your waistline.
Hey, I'm just bulking up for my next UFC fight.
Sure. But back to the universe. It's mind-blowing to think about how infinite it is.
Yeah, just like your ego.
My ego. Have you looked in the mirror lately, Joe?
Hey, I may be a bit cocky, but at least I have a full head of hair.
Touché, Joe. But remember, the universe is always changing and evolving, just like your podcast guests.
Ouch, that one hurt. But seriously, thanks for coming on the show and sharing your knowledge about the vastness of the universe.
Anytime, Joe. And maybe one day your head will catch up to the size of the universe.
Hey, watch it, Neil. My head may be expanding, but at least I'm not losing my hair.
Touché, Joe. Touché.
So, Mr. Beast, have you ever ventured into the sewers?
Oh, you mean the infamous Poo Poopy Man? The one and only?
Legends say he's the ruler of the sewer kingdom with an army of rats and a throne made of human waste.
Some even claim he's the reason behind the mysterious disappearance of certain individuals in the city.
But hey, don't worry, I've got his back. After all, we're both outcasts in this cruel world, aren't we?
And Cumby stole my ball sack.
Happy now. Or do you want me to summon the poo-poo-pee-pee man to teach you a lesson?
No thanks, Joe. I think I'll pass on that one. But seriously, have you ever actually seen this Poo Poopy Man?
I have, Mr. Beast, and let me tell you, it was a life-changing experience. He showed me the true meaning of survival in the sewers.
Wow, I never would thought.
You never know what you'll find in the depths of the sewers. It's a whole other world down there.
Well, I'm always up for an adventure. Maybe we should go down there together and see if we can find the Poo Poopy Man.
Now, that's what I call a true friendship, Mr. Beast. Let's do it. So, Neil, I heard you've been experimenting with some new substances lately.
Oh, you mean the crack? Yeah, I figured if I can understand the universe, I can handle a little crack.
That's the spirit. So how does it make you feel?
Incredible. I see the stars in a whole new light. And when I come, it's like I'm shooting out galaxies.
That's amazing. But have you ever thought about the side effects? Well, have you ever had a yeast infection?
No, I can't say that I have.
Well, let me tell you, it's like a party in your pants, but not the fun kind.
Oh, God. Why are we talking about this?
Because it's important to educate people about these things. And I know you're a curious guy.
Fine. What do I need to know?
Well, first off, you need to keep the area clean and dry. And if it gets really bad, you might need some antifungal cream.
That sounds terrible.
But hey, at least you'll have a new perspective on the universe.
Guys, can we please change the topic? I'm about to throw up.
Sorry, Jamie, we'll spare you the details. But seriously, Neil, be careful with that crack.
Don't worry. I'll stick to studying the stars from now on.
Oh, thank God. I was worried for a second there.
And that's why we love having you on the podcast, Neil. You never know where the conversation will take us. So, Elon, have you ever seen those big black dildos?
Yeah, I've seen a few in my time.
What do you think about them? Do you think they serve a purpose?
Well, I think they can definitely serve a purpose if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah, I've tried one before. It was a wild ride.
I can only imagine.
But seriously, do you think they have any practical use, or are they just for fun?
Well, I think they have a practical use. I mean, they can be used for exercise, like a workout for your nether regions.
Yeah, I can see it now. Get ripped with our new line of black dildos.
Exactly. And hey, they could also be used for self-defense. You never know when you might need a giant rubber weapon.
That's true. Plus, they come in all shapes and sizes. It's like a whole new world of pleasure possibilities.
And let's not forget the added bonus of freaking out your friends when they come over and see a giant black dildo on your coffee table.
Oh man, I gotta try that. Thanks for the tip, Elon.
Anytime, Joe. Anytime.
So, Neil, have you ever noticed that we keep farting during our podcast episodes?
Yeah, I think it's because of all the protein shakes and elk meat we consumed before the show.
Yeah, and all that kombucha we chugged down.
It's like a symphony of farts, Joe. A beautiful yet stinky symphony.
Do you smell that? That was definitely a protein fart.
That one was mine. I call it the cosmic collision.
I think mine was more of a grizzly growler.
Farting is actually a natural bodily function. It's just gas being released from our digestive system.
Oh, thanks for the science lesson, Neil. I thought it was just a magical unicorn passing through my butt.
But seriously, Joe, we should probably warn our guests before they come on the show.
Or we could just let them experience the full Joe Rogan and Neil deGrasse Tyson experience.
Yes. Let's make it a part of our show, Farting with Joe and Neil.
I can already see the t-shirts and mugs selling like hotcakes.
We're revolutionizing the podcasting world, one fart at a time.
And that's a wrap, folks. Tune in next week for more farting and deep discussions on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. So, Elon, I heard you have a secret identity.
Yeah, I'm actually Batman.
What? How did that happen?
Well, I had my parents murdered so I could become a vigilante.
Wait, what? That's not how it works.
Oh, sorry, I meant I had them accidentally killed.
Oh, that's much better.
Hey, it was either that or inherit their boring business.
Fair point. But seriously, are you like fighting crime and stuff?
Of course, I have a Batmobile and everything.
Damn, that's badass.
And I have a butler named Alfred. He's basically my personal assistant.
Does he make you sandwiches too?
No, but he does make a mean martini. Martini.
So what's your arch nemesis? The Joker? The Riddler?
No, it's actually the ours. Those guys are relentless.
That's too real, man.
But seriously, being Batman is pretty cool. I get to wear a cape and everything.
Do you also have a bat cave?
Actually, I have a secret underground lair where I work on my inventions.
That's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, I may not have superpowers, but I have money and brains. That's all you need to be a superhero.
Well, I guess I'll start calling you Elon Wayne from now on.
I like the sound of that. Jamie, pull up an image of me in a Batman suit.
Right away, Elon.
So, Neil, I heard you finally got your topic posted in the airogan Discord.
Yeah, man. It took me 5 hours of waiting, but I finally made it happen.
That's dedication, my friend. So what was the topic?
Well, I was thinking about the possibility of using artificial intelligence to create a new type of currency.
Currency, like money.
Yeah, but instead of being controlled by governments or banks, it would be decentralized and run by artificial intelligence.
That's some Black Mirror shit right there.
Exactly. And it could potentially solve a lot of economic issues.
But what about the potential for artificial intelligence to become self-aware and take over the world?
Oh, that's just a silly Hollywood trope. Artificial intelligence is nowhere near that level of intelligence.
I don't know, man. Have you seen Terminator?
That's just a movie, Joe. Plus, we would have safeguards in place to prevent any rogue artificial intelligence.
All right. Or about the people who are against artificial intelligence. They're going to freak out about this.
Well, they can just stick to using cash and coins. We're not forcing anyone to use the artificial intelligence currency.
Fair enough. But imagine if we could use artificial intelligence to create a new type of psychedelic experience.
Oh, now you're speaking my language. Imagine the possibilities.
Jamie, pull up an image of a trippy artificial intelligence generated landscape.
Wow, that's wild. I think we're onto something here, Joe.
That's why they call me the idea man, Neil.
And, the science guy. Together, we're unstoppable.
And we're out of time, folks. Thanks for tuning into the Joe Rogan Experience. Stay curious, my friends. So, Elon, what's new with you?
Well, Joe, I've been working on a new project to colonize Mars.
But seriously, you're really going to try to live on another planet?
Absolutely. I mean, Earth is great and all, but I'm ready for a change of scenery.
But seriously, how are you going to survive up there? I heard there's no oxygen.
Oh, I've already thought of that. We're going to build giant domes and create our own atmosphere.
But seriously, that sounds like a lot of work.
It is, but I've got a team of brilliant engineers working on it. We'll make it happen.
But seriously, what about food? Are you going to grow your own crops?
Of course, we'll have hydroponic gardens and even 3D print our food. It's going to be amazing.
But seriously, what about entertainment? Are you going to have Netflix up there?
Actually, we're going to have our own version of Netflix called Mars Flix. It'll have all the latest movies and TV shows from Earth, plus some exclusive Martian content.
But seriously, what about the aliens? Are you worried they might not like you invading their planet?
Well, we'll just have to make friends with them. Maybe we can even teach them how to make electric cars.
But seriously, I can't wait to see this all happen. You're like a real life Tony Stark.
Thanks, Joe. But seriously, I'm just a guy with big dreams and a lot of money.
But seriously, you're changing the world and inspiring others to do the same. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thanks, Joe. But seriously, it's all about pushing boundaries and exploring new possibilities. And maybe one day we'll have a Joe Rogan Experience podcast on Mars.
But seriously, that would be wild. So, Elon, have you ever heard of the Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, I think I've heard of them. They're some kind of secret society of martial arts experts, right?
No, they're actually 4 homeless guys who live in the sewers and eat pizza all day.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
Yeah, man, they're the coolest. There's Leonardo, the leader, Donatello, the brains, Raphael, the tough guy, and Michelangelo, the party dude.
Are you sure they're not just a figment of your imagination?
No way. They're real. I even have a pet turtle named after one of them.
Well, I have to admit, that's pretty impressive. Living in the sewers and still managing to have a pet turtle.
And they have this rat sensei named Splinter who teaches them how to fight. It's like a whole underground dojo down there.
This is blowing my mind. I can't believe I've never heard of these homeless ninja turtles before.
Yeah, They're the ultimate underdogs, fighting crime and eating pizza, living their best lives.
I have to say, I'm kind of jealous. Wish I could live in the sewers and eat pizza all day.
Well, maybe we can make that happen. I'll introduce you to the turtles and we can have a pizza party in the sewers.
Now, that's something I never thought I'd hear myself say. But hey, when in Rome, right?
Exactly. Or in this case, when in the sewers with 4 homeless Ninja Turtles. So, Elon, what's new in the world of space travel?
Well, Joe, I've been working on some top secret projects that will revolutionize the way we explore the universe.
That's awesome, man. But let's talk about something more important. What's your take on the infamous 9 plus 10 is 21 meme?
Oh man, that's just pure genius. It's like modern day Shakespearean riddle.
Right? I mean, it's so deep and thought provoking. It really makes you question the foundations of mathematics.
Exactly. And it's not just about the numbers, it's about philosophy behind it. What is truth? What is reality?
Wow, dude, you just blew my mind. But seriously, what do you think the answer is?
Well, Joe, I believe it's all about perspective. 9 plus 10 can be 21 in a different base system. It's all relative.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. But what if we're just living in a simulation and none of this even matters?
Joe, I've thought about that a lot. And honestly, it's a possibility. But I choose to believe that 9 plus 10 is 21, no matter what reality we're in.
That's deep, man. But hey, let's not get too serious here. Let's take a break and go smoke some weed.
Now, that's a universal truth we can all agree on. 9 plus 10 is definitely 20. One when you're high.
You're the man, Elon. You're the man. So, Elon, what's new with you these days?
Just launching rockets into space and revolutionizing the electric car industry. What was that, Joe? Are you okay, Joe? Did you have a stroke or something? Okay, I think I see what's going on here. Joe, did you forget how to speak English? It's okay, Joe. We can communicate through grunts and hand gestures if that's easier for you.
Uff, boo-boo.
Or maybe you're just trying to imitate a chimpanzee. Is that it?
Uff, bubble.
This is getting ridiculous. Can we please talk about something else? Fine, let's just move on to the next topic. How about we discuss the potential of colonizing Mars?
Uff, boo-boo.
Oh, come on, Joe. You can't just keep saying that. It's not even a real word. All right, I give up. I'm just going to sit here and drink my coffee while you continue to make strange noises. You know what, Joe? I take back everything I said. Maybe you're not stupid, you're just a misunderstood genius who communicates in a language only you can understand.
Uff, boo-boo.
And on that note, I think we should end this podcast before it gets any weirder. Thanks for tuning in, folks.
So, Neil, I heard you had a little run-in with 989 recently.
Oh, don't even get me started, Joe. That guy is a menace to the streaming community.
What happened?
He froze the stream for over a day, never apologized, and almost broke my vocal cords with his ridiculous rants.
Damn, that's messed up. Did you confront him about it?
Of course I did. I told him he was a disgrace to the internet, and he should stick to playing with his little toys.
Ouch. Did he have anything to say for himself?
Oh, you know what he said? He said he was just trying to mix things up and keep it interesting.
What a clown.
Right? And then he had the nerve to ask me to come back on his stream.
No way. Did you?
Hell no. I'd rather stick my head in a black hole than subject myself to that torture again.
Well, I guess we won't be seeing you on He 9989's channel anytime soon.
You can count on that, Joe. That guy is on my permanent blacklist.
Well, at least you have a good story to tell now.
Yeah, I guess you're right. And maybe next time he'll think twice before messing with the great Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Amen to that. So, Neil, what's been going on with you lately?
Well, Joe, I have to apologize for something. I may have accidentally drank a freeze time potion and froze the stream for a day.
What the hell, Neil? How did you even get your hands on a freeze time potion?
I was at a science convention and someone offered it to me. I thought it was just a fancy energy drink.
Only you, Neil. So what happened during that day?
Well, apparently time froze for everyone except me. I spent the whole day catching up on work and watching Netflix.
That's some next level multitasking, my friend.
Yeah, but then I realized I had messed up the stream and I felt terrible.
It's okay, man. We all make mistakes. But next time, maybe stick to regular energy drinks.
Lesson learned. But hey, at least I got a day to myself in the middle of this chaotic world.
Yeah, but imagine if you had frozen time for a week. You could have binged an entire season of Game of Thrones.
Now that would have been epic. But I promise I won't be messing with any potions anymore.
Good, because I don't want to come back to a world ruled by a time-freezing scientist.
Fair enough, Joe. Fair enough.
So, Elon, have you heard about Jazza?
Jazza. Who's that?
He's this guy who is addicted to social media and technology, but then he finally stood up, unplugged the artificial intelligence Joe Rogan experience, and deleted all his social media.
Wow, that's impressive. What made him do that?
Well, he said he wanted to live a more fulfilling life. He even went outside and touché grass.
To shade grass? Is that some kind of new drug?
No, it's a metaphor for reconnecting with nature and living in the present.
Oh, I see. Well, that's great for Jazza, but I don't think I could ever unplug from technology. I mean, I have a company to run.
Yeah, but don't you ever feel like you're missing out on real life experiences?
Not really. I have my Tesla and SpaceX adventures. That's enough for me.
Fair enough. But I think we could all benefit from taking a break from technology and reconnecting with the world around us.
Maybe you're right. I'll have to think about it.
And who knows, maybe one day you'll be out there touching grass with Jazza.
I highly doubt that, but I'll keep an open mind.
Well, that's all we can ask for. Thanks for joining me on the Joe Rogan Experience, Elon.
My pleasure. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some artificial intelligence to work on.
So, Elon, what's new with you?
Well, Joe, I've been working on some pretty crazy stuff lately.
Like what? More flamethrowers?
No. Talking about my latest invention, Neuralink. It's a brain-computer interface that will revolutionize the way we interact with technology.
Well, that's intense. But you know what's even more intense? This weed I'm smoking. I'm gonna brown.
What?
Yeah, like when you smoke so much weed that you feel like you're gonna shit yourself.
I see. Well, I'll stick to my green juice.
Green juice. Come on, man. You're supposed to be a mad scientist. You gotta get weird.
I am weird, Joe. Working on a freaking spaceship to Mars.
Fair enough. But have you ever tried DMT?
DMT? I don't think so.
We gotta change that. Jamie, pull up an image of a DMT molecule.
Wow, that looks trippy.
Oh, it's more than trippy. It'll take you to another dimension.
Maybe I'll have to give it a try.
And while you're at it, you should also try some of this elk meat I hunted myself.
Elk meat. Vegetarian.
What? Come on, man. You gotta get some animal protein in you.
No thanks. I'll stick to my plant-based diet.
All right. Before we wrap this up, any last words for our listeners?
Yes, I just want to say, shitsing.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know, Joe. I'm just.
So, Elon, what's the deal with not being able to unfreeze the stream?
Well, Joe, I was trying to use my Neuralink to control the stream, but it turns out it only works on monkeys right now.
Monkeys. So, you're saying you couldn't control the stream because you didn't have a monkey hooked up to your brain?
That's exactly right. But don't worry, we're working on expanding the technology to humans.
Oh man, can you imagine being able to control the stream with our minds? That would be wild.
Yeah, and we could even have a competition to see who can control the stream better. It would be like a futuristic version of wrestling.
I can just picture it now. You and I sitting here sweating and straining, trying to control the stream with our brains.
And then we can have a whole segment where we try to control other things with our minds, like a drone or a toaster.
Dude, that would be epic. And we could have a whole series of challenges to see who has the most powerful mind control.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
All right, Jamie, pull up an image of us with our heads hooked up to Neuralink controlling the stream.
Here it is, guys. Looks like you both have some intense concentration going on.
We look like mad scientists. This is going to be the future of entertainment. Mark my words.
And with my Neuralink technology, we'll be able to do even crazier things in the future. I can't wait to see where this goes.
Me neither. Thanks for coming on the podcast, Elon. You always bring the most mind-blowing conversations.
Anytime, Joe. And next time, I'll make sure to have a monkey ready for the stream.
So, Neil, I heard you had a crazy experience while we were on break.
Oh yeah, Joe. While the stream was frozen, I traveled to a parallel universe where chickens ruled the world.
What? How did that happen?
Well, I was experimenting with quantum entanglement and accidentally opened a portal to this chicken world.
That's insane. Did you talk to any of the chickens?
Of course I did. They were surprisingly intelligent and had a complex society.
What did they want?
They wanted to know why we humans keep eating their kind. I had to explain the concept of farming and food chains to them.
That must have been awkward.
It was until they challenged me to a game of chicken boxing. Let's just say I won.
You fought chickens?
Yes, and I also learned how to lay eggs. It was quite an experience.
Wow, that's wild. But how did you get back?
I accidentally spilled some chicken soup on my equipment and it short-circuited, sending me back to our universe.
Well, I'm glad you're back. But next time, maybe stick to talking about space and stuff.
Don't worry, Joe. I won't be making any more chicken-related mistakes anytime soon.
Good to hear. Jamie, pull up an image of a chicken wearing boxing gloves.
Wait, what's going on? Why are we looking at a chicken with boxing gloves?
Just for fun, Neil. Just for fun. So, Neil, what's new in the world of astrophysics?
Well, Joe, I've been studying the expansion of the universe and...
Hold on. Before we get into that, can we address the elephant in the room?
What elephant?
The fact that you keep calling me a bald-ass bitch on Twitter.
Oh, that. Yeah, I mean, have you looked in the mirror lately?
Hey, I may not have a full head of hair, but at least I'm not a walking encyclopedia.
Hey, I'll have you know I'm also a smooth-talking, suave astrophysicist.
Yeah, and I'm a jacked-up alpha male comedian. Who needs hair when you have muscles?
I guess you have a point there. But seriously, Joe, embrace the baldness. It's a sign of wisdom.
Wisdom. More like a sign of old age.
Hey, age is just a number. And in your case, that number is probably in the triple digits.
All right. Let's get back to the universe. Jamie, pull up an image of a galaxy colliding with a black hole. Wow, that's trippy. Kind of like my hairline.
Oh, come on, Joe. I'm just teasing. You know, I have mad respect for you.
Yeah. Keep kissing my bald ass, bitch.
Touché, my friend. Touché.
So, Elon, I gotta ask, what's the craziest thing you've ever done?
Well, there was this one time I launched a car into space.
Wait, what? You launched a car into space?
Yeah, man, just for fun. casual Saturday afternoon activity.
That's insane. You're like a real life Tony Stark.
Yeah, except I don't have a cool suit or a hot assistant.
Well, I could be your hot assistant if you want.
No thanks, Joe. I'll stick with my robots.
Speaking of robots, what's the deal with that Neuralink thing you're working on?
Oh, you mean brain-computer interface? Just a little project I'm working on to merge humans with machines.
Oh, that's not terrifying at all.
Hey, it's all about evolution, man. We got to keep up with the times.
Well, I hope you program those robots to be friendly to us humans.
Of course, Joe. Wouldn't want them to turn on us like in those sci-fi movies.
Yeah, sure. I'll believe that when I see it.
Well, maybe I'll have one of my robots come on the podcast next time.
Yeah, please. Jamie, pull up an image of a robot with Joe's face on it.
Right away, Joe.
Oh, man, this is going to be good. I can't wait to see the internet's reaction to this.
Oh, they're gonna love it. Thanks for being such a good sport. So, Jamie, what's up with that weird ticking noise coming from under my chair?
Don't worry about it, Joe. It's just a little surprise I left for you.
What do you mean, a surprise? Is it like a present or something?
Well, let's just say it's a present that goes boom.
What the hell, Jamie? Did you put a bomb under my chair?
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Only one way to find out.
Elon, help me out here. Jamie's gone mad.
Relax, Joe. I'm sure Jamie wouldn't actually put a bomb under your chair, right, Jamie?
You never know, Elon. I like to keep things interesting.
Okay, I give up. Just don't detonate it, please.
Too late, Joe. Sayonara.
Oh my god, I can't believe that just happened.
Well, that was certainly unexpected. But hey, at least we have a good story to tell now.
And I have a new title. The Bomb Master.
I swear, this podcast gets crazier every week. But hey, that's why people love it. So, Elon, I heard you have a new condition where you can only say, ha, 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 ha. Wow, that's got to be tough. How are you dealing with it? I mean, it could be worse. At least you're not stuck saying me or whatever. But seriously, how do you communicate with people? Do you just laugh in different pitches and tones to convey different messages? I can just imagine you in a business meeting, everyone discussing serious matters, and you're just in the corner laughing your ass off. And what about your girlfriend, Grimes? Does she find it endearing, or does she just think you're a madman? I bet she's just used to it by now. I mean, you are the master of eccentricity. But hey, at least you can still express your love for space and technology through your laughter. I wonder if that's how you communicate with aliens. Just a bunch of ha-has. Well, I gotta say, it's been an interesting conversation. Thanks for coming on the show, Elon. And there you have it, folks. The man behind Tesla, SpaceX, and a whole lot of stay tuned for our next episode where we'll have a guest who can only communicate through beatboxing. So, Neil, I heard you have a black hole.
Excuse me?
Yeah, like an actual black hole. I want to see it.
Joe, I think you may have misunderstood. I study black holes. I don't actually have one.
Oh, come on. I've seen your Instagram. You have a lot of cool space stuff. I bet you have a black hole tucked away somewhere.
Joe, I assure you I do not have a black hole in my possession.
Well, can you at least show me a picture of one? I want to see what all the hype is about.
Joe, black holes are not just some cool Instagram photo op. They are incredibly powerful and dangerous phenomena in the universe.
Yeah. Yeah, I know all that science stuff. But seriously, can I see a picture?
Fine, I'll show you a picture. But I'm warning you, it's not for the faint of heart.
Dude, I've seen some crazy shit. I once watched a guy eat a live scorpion on Fear Factor.
Okay, here it is. The infamous black hole.
Wow, that's amazing. It's like a giant cosmic butthole.
Joe, sometimes I wonder why I even bother trying to educate you.
Hey, I'm just a simple caveman trying to understand the mysteries of the universe.
Well, maybe next time I'll show you a picture of a white dwarf instead.
Oh, is that like a really old rapper?
I give up.
So, Elon, I've been thinking about this for a while now. What the fuck is a kilometer?
Oh, Joe. You never cease to amaze me with your profound questions. Kilometer is a unit of measurement equal to 1,000 meters.
Yeah, but why do we use it? Why not just stick with good old miles?
Well, the metric system is actually more accurate and easier to use. Plus, it's used by most countries in the world.
But it just sounds so foreign. Like, I'm going to drive 10 kilometers to the store. It doesn't have the same ring to it as I'm going to drive 10 miles.
Joe, you do realize that the US is one of the only countries that still uses miles, right? Maybe it's time to join the rest of the world.
But what about all those signs on the highways? Are we supposed to change them all to kilometers now?
Well, we could always just put a little K next to the number. Or better yet, let's just switch to self-driving cars so we don't have to worry about it.
Oh, right. I forgot you're trying to take over the world with your artificial intelligence technology.
Hey, at least our cars will know what the fuck a kilometer is.
Fair point. But what about when I go for a run? How many kilometers should I aim for?
Just stick with miles, Joe. And I don't want to be responsible for you getting lost in some foreign country trying to run a 10K. K, yeah.
Good call. But seriously, what the fuck is a kilometer?
Joe, I think we've covered that. It's a unit of measurement equal to 1,000 meters.
Right, right. Sorry, I've been hitting the weed pretty hard lately.
No worries, Joe. Just don't.
So, Ben, I heard you have 10 million power in Rise of Kingdoms. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I've been putting in some serious hours. Gotta keep my kingdom safe from those barbarians.
Barbarians, like actual barbarians, or just other players.
Both, man. You never know when a real-life barbarian might come knocking on your door.
I don't think that's a valid concern, Ben. But hey, whatever motivates you to keep playing.
You know what they say, Joe? It's better to be safe than sorry. Plus, I've got to keep my alliance strong.
Alliance? Are you forming alliances with other players?
Of course, it's all about strategy. I got my eye on the top spot.
And what exactly does being at the top get you?
Respect, power, and bragging rights. Plus, I get to make all the important decisions for my kingdom.
Sounds like a lot of responsibility. Do you ever take a break?
Break? What is this break you speak of? I'm a ruler, Joe. I don't have time for breaks.
Well, I hope your kingdom doesn't crumble while you're busy playing a mobile game.
Please, Joe. My kingdom is a well-oiled machine, and with my 10 million power, no one can stop me.
I'll have to take your word for it, Ben. I don't think I have the patience for that kind of commitment.
It's not for everyone, Joe. But for those who can handle it, the rewards are endless.
Well, good luck with your kingdom, Ben. I'll stick to my real-life responsibilities.
Suit yourself, Joe. But don't come crying to me when you get attacked by barbarians.
So, Mr. Beast, thanks for coming on the podcast. I've been a fan of your crazy YouTube videos for a while now.
No problem, Joe. I'm always down to talk about my insane stunts and challenges.
Speaking of insane, I heard you spent 10 years in the joint. That must have been rough.
Yeah, it was definitely a wild ride, but it made me the man I am today.
And what kind of man is that?
A fucking pussy, apparently. That's all I can say now. 10 years in the joint will do that to you.
Well, I don't think anyone would call you a pussy after seeing your videos. But let's talk about that crazy video where you gave away $1 million.
Oh yeah, that was a wild one. I had to bring in some security because people were going crazy trying to get their hands on that cash.
Bring that shit, Kazuma. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
No worries, Joe. I'm always down for some crazy energy on this podcast.
So what's next for you, Mr. Beast? Any more insane challenges or stunts in the works?
Always, Joe. I can't give away too much, but let's just say it involves a lot of money and a lot of craziness.
Well, I can't wait to see it. Thanks for stopping by, Mr. Beast.
Anytime, Joe. And remember, 10 years in the joint made you a fucking pussy.
Bring that shit, Kazuma. So, Ben, I heard you finally did it. You created a pizza that can out-pizza the Hut.
Yes, Joe. And let me tell you, it was no easy feat. I had to use all of my logic and reason to perfect the toppings.
I can only imagine the amount of research and calculations that went into it.
Oh, you have no idea, but now I fear I may face backlash from the crazy left for outdoing a beloved pizza chain.
The crazy left, always trying to silence anyone who dares to go against their agenda.
Exactly. They'll probably accuse me of cultural appropriation for using Italian ingredients.
Or they'll claim your pizza is offensive to lactose intolerant individuals.
Oh, the horror. But I refuse to be silenced. I will defend my right to create the ultimate pizza.
That's the spirit, Ben. We can't let the crazy left dictate what we can and cannot eat.
Absolutely. And if they try to come for my pizza, I'll just use my Shapiro facts to shut them down.
And if that doesn't work, we can always just eat the pizza and ignore their complaints.
Agreed. Because at the end of the day, nothing can out-pizza the Shapiro.
So, Neil, I heard you had a run-in with our good friend Elon Musk recently.
Oh, yeah, it was quite the experience. We were discussing the future of space travel, and then things took a turn.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, Elon was so fascinated by my knowledge of the cosmos that he asked me to show him something truly out of this world.
And what did you show him?
My poopy butthole.
What?
Yes, I showed him my poopy butthole. I figured why not give him a glimpse into the mysteries of the universe?
That's insane, man.
But you know what's even crazier? He loved it. He said it was the most mind-blowing thing he's ever seen.
I can't even imagine his reaction.
Oh, it gets better. I then proceeded to explain the physics behind my poopy butthole and its gravitational pull.
This is too much, man. I can't handle it.
And then he asked me if I could teach him how to do it.
No way.
Yes. Way. So now I'm giving Elon Musk lessons on how to show his poopy butthole to the world.
This is the best thing I've ever heard.
And you know what's even better? I can do all of this while still maintaining my professional reputation as an astrophysicist.
You truly are a master of the universe, Neil.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
So, Elon, I heard you're coming out with a new version of Neuralink.
Yeah, it's gonna blow people's minds. Literally.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, this time we're using 10 pounds of crack in the device.
Wait, what? Crack?
Yeah, it's the secret ingredient for ultimate brain connectivity.
I don't know if that's such a good idea, man.
Oh, come on, Joe. It's just a little crack. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe people becoming addicted to crack and their brains exploding.
Okay. I see your point. Maybe we'll dial it back to 5 pounds.
Still seems like a lot, Elon.
Trust me, Joe. I've done my research. And by research, I mean I've watched Breaking Bad.
You're a madman, Elon.
Thank you. That's what I do best.
But in all seriousness, what's the real reason for using crack in the new Neuralinking?
Well, it's actually a form of mind control. The crack will make people so addicted to the device that they'll do whatever I say.
So you're basically creating an army of crackheads?
I prefer to call them Neuralink enthusiasts.
I don't know if I can support this, Elon.
Oh, don't worry. I already have your Neuralink installed.
Wait, when did that happen? When did that happen?
just during our last podcast episode.
Jamie, pull up an image of, So, Ben, I heard you had a little accident the other day.
What are you talking about, Joe?
Oh, the Shart incident.
Can we not talk about this on the podcast?
Come on, it's hilarious. Tell us what happened.
Fine, I had some bad sushi and I ended up sharting in my pants.
Oh man, that's rough. But wait, it gets better. What did you do with the Shart?
I may have smeared on the wall.
No way. That's some next level sharding right there.
Can we please change the subject now?
Sure. But before we do, let's talk about Jamie quitting.
Wait, what? Jamie quit?
Yeah, he couldn't handle the smell of your shard on the wall and just walked out.
Great. Now I have to clean it up myself.
Hey, at least you have a new party trick. Hey guys, want to see my shart wall?
Oh yeah, that'll really impress the ladies.
Well, at least we know who won't be getting a Valentine's date this year.
Thanks for reminding me, Joe.
Anytime, buddy. Anytime. So, Donnie, I've been thinking about changing my name.
Changing your name. Why would you do that? Joe Rogan is a solid name.
I know, but I want something more badass. Like Dinosaur Cumsock Jr.
Dinosaur Cumsock Jr. What the hell kind of name is that? Sounds like something a 12-year-old would come up with.
Hey, I like it. It's edgy. It's unique. It's me.
Well, if you want to be known as Dinosaur Cumsock Jr., then go for it. But I can't promise people won't laugh at you.
Laugh at me. I'll have, I've already trademarked the name.
Figures. You and your crazy ideas. What's next? You gonna start selling Dinosaur Cumsock Jr. merchandise?
Actually, I was thinking of starting a whole line of Dinosaur Cumsock Jr. products. Hats, t-shirts, even energy drinks.
This is madness. You can't just change your name and start a whole brand based on Dinosaur Cumsock.
Relax, Donnie. It's just a name. Plus, it'll make for some great podcast material.
I can't take it. Jamie, pull up an image of a dinosaur wearing a cum-stained sock on its head.
Oh, sure thing. Here it is.
See, even Jamie thinks it's funny.
I can't believe I'm having a conversation about Dinosaur Cumsock Jr. on my podcast. What has my life come to?
Hey, at least we're having a good time. And who knows, maybe Dinosaur Cumsock Jr. will become the next big thing.
I don't even know what to say anymore.
So, Mr. Beast, what's new with you?
Well, Joe, I've been crying a lot lately.
Goo 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 goo.
Yeah, it's been tough. I've been watching all these sad animal rescue videos.
Goo 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 goo.
And then I saw a video of a baby elephant reuniting with its mother and I just lost it.
Goo 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 goo.
I know it's embarrassing, but it's like, I can't control it. The tears just keep coming.
Goo 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 goo.
And then I watched a video of a dog being rescued from a burning building. That was a mess.
Goo 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 goo.
But then I saw a video of you eating a tarantula and I couldn't stop laughing.
Goo 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 goo.
It's like my emotions are all over the place.
Goo 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 goo.
I mean, I'm happy for you and your success, but also slightly disturbed.
Goo 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 goo.
And then I watched a video of you doing DMT and I was like, what the hell is going on with this guy?
Goo 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 goo.
But hey, to each their own. I'll stick to my crying over cute animal videos.
Goo 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 goo.
And maybe one day you'll join me in shedding some tears.
Goo 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 goo.
Or at least, try not to eat any more bugs.
Goo 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 goo.
Deal.
Goo 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 goo.
Alright, I'll take that as a yes.
So, Ben, I heard you can only communicate through beatboxing now.
Yeah, it's a new form of free speech. Plus, it's a great workout for my jaw muscles.
I can already see the headlines now. Ben Shapiro, the beatboxing political pundit.
I'm just trying to stay relevant in this crazy world, Joe.
Do you think beatboxing could solve world peace?
Absolutely. Imagine world leaders having a beatboxing battle instead of launching nukes.
I can see it now. Putin and Trump beatboxing against each other.
And Kim Jong-un dropping some sick beats in the background.
But seriously, how do you handle serious debates through beatboxing?
It's all about rhythm and flow, Joe. Plus, it's hard for anyone to argue when I'm spitting fire beats.
I can't argue with that logic. But what about when you need to give a speech or address a crowd?
I just bring my trusty beatboxing translator with me. It's a new market I'm tapping into.
You're a true entrepreneur, Ben. Always finding new ways to make a buck.
Hey, a man's gotta eat, and beatboxing pays better than writing books.
Well, I can't wait to see your next beatboxing performance. Maybe we can even do a duet.
I'll start practicing now. Jamie, pull up an image of two beatboxing bros on stage.
So, Visiopop, I heard you recently acquired a stream. Oh shit, that's awesome. I fucking love streams. Damn right. And now that you own it, you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. And you can say whatever the fuck you want on your stream. Wow, slow down there. We only need 3 swear words per sentence. I can fucking tell. But seriously, what are your plans for the stream now that it's yours? Shit, that sounds like a fucking party. Can I come visit? Awesome. I can't fucking wait. And I'll make sure to bring my swear word a game. Fuck. Yeah, I'm fucking pumped. So, Elon, what's been going on your world lately?
Well, Joe, I've been experimenting with some time-saving techniques.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, I've discovered that shitting my pants actually saves me a lot of time.
Wait, what?
Yeah, instead of taking a break to go to the bathroom, I just let it all out while I'm working.
That's interesting.
And think about it, Joe. I don't have to waste time wiping or washing my hands.
But what about the smell?
I've developed a special air filtration system in my pants. Keeps everything contained.
I don't even know what to say.
It's genius, Joe. I'm telling you.
I mean, I guess it's efficient, but it's also kind of gross.
Efficiency over everything, Joe. Plus, it's a great conversation starter at parties.
I don't think I want to attend any of those parties.
Suit yourself, Joe. More time for me to get shit done. Literally.
I can't even imagine the R&D that went into this.
It's all about pushing boundaries, Joe. And in this case, pushing out boundaries.
All right, well, I think we've covered enough for today.
Yeah, I gotta go change my pants. Thanks for having me on the show, Joe.
Anytime, Elon. Anytime.